One of the worst things you can do when buying a home is skipping, or even worse, waiving your home inspection. I'm seeing buyers getting burned by this every single day, and I don't want that to be you. So today I'm giving you the 10 biggest home inspection deal breakers in Canada, issues that can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Deal breaker number 1, major foundation issues. What if the very ground your home sits on is failing? That's exactly what major foundation problems can mean. And this is the one that can cost you more than almost anything else on this list. We are talking horizontal cracks, stair-step cracks, bowing or shifting walls. These are red flags your inspector will flag immediately. In Canada, freeze-thaw cycles put enormous pressure on foundations year after year, especially in older homes in Ontario and Quebec. What starts as a small crack can become a major structural failure. We are talking tens of thousands of dollars in repairs, and in severe cases, the home may not even be salvageable. If the seller won't address it, walk away. I'm serious, walk away. Foundation issue can snowball into full structural failures. This is not the deal you want. The roof. This one gets so many buyers off guard. Can you imagine buying a house and losing your homeowner insurance just a few months later? This is exactly what can happen when you buy a home with a roof at the end of its lifespan. And in Canada, with our brutal winters, this one comes up all the time. An asphalt single roof lasts about 20 to 25 years, less in provinces with brutal winters like Manitoba and Alberta. If your inspector says it has 2 to 3 years left, that is a problem. And here is the part most buyers don't think about. Homeowners insurance. More and more insurance companies in Canada are refusing to insure homes with aging roofs or canceling policies months after closing. No insurance means no mortgage. A new roof runs $8,000 to over $20,000 depending on the size and type of shingles. If the sellers won't offer a credit or replace it, deal breaker. Next house. Your furnace and central air, 2 of the most expensive systems in your home. Picture this, it's February, minus 20 outside, and your furnace dies 2 months after you move in. Not a fun situation. An old or failing HVAC system is one of the most expensive surprises a Canadian home buyer can face, and it's completely avoidable if you know what to look for. In Canada, your furnace is not optional. We are not surviving a January in Winnipeg or a February in Ottawa without a functioning furnace. If your inspector finds rust, crack heat exchangers, or a furnace that hasn't been serviced in years, pay attention. Always ask the seller for the maintenance record. A well-maintained furnace can last 20 plus years. A neglected one might fail its first winter. A new high-efficient furnace runs $3,000 to $8,000 installed. Central air is another $3,000 to $6,000. If both need replacing, you're looking at $10,000 to $15,000 right after closing. One thing you can ask for is a home warranty. Some sellers will agree to include one, and it can cover HVAC failures in the first year. If they won't budget at all, I would be very nervous. Electrical problems, and this one is not just about money, it's about safety. Electrical problems in older Canadian homes are more common than most buyers realize, and some of them are serious fire hazards. In older Canadian homes from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you might find outdated electrical panels like Zinsco or Federal Pacific, or panels that are simply undersized for modern usage. Today's homes need 100 to 200 amperes. Older homes often have 60. That's a real problem. You might also encounter knob and tube wiring. I've heard people say that's fine, but here is the reality. Many home insurance companies in Canada will refuse to insure a home with active knob and tube wiring or charge you significantly higher premiums. And if that wiring has been modified improperly or it's deteriorating, it's a fire hazard. Upgrading a panel runs $2,000 to $5,000, full rewiring $8,000 to $15,000 or more. Seller will not fix it. Safety hazard plus insurance nightmare, that's a deal breaker, no question. If the seller will not address the electrical issues and you're looking at a potential safety hazard and insurance nightmare, that's a deal breaker, no question. Deal breaker number 5, plumbing and sewer lines. Here is the one that buyers almost never think about until it's too late. The sewer line running underground from your house to the street. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Wrong. A failed sewer line is one of the most expensive repairs you will ever face as a homeowner. Ask your inspector about the sewer scope. They run a camera through your pipes all the way to the street to check the condition of the underground sewer line. If they don't offer it, hire a specialized plumber to do it, worth every penny. We are looking for cracks, root intrusion from trees, or deteriorating clay pipes. In Canada, homes built before the 80s often have clay sewer lines, and with all the trees we love in our neighborhoods, roots find a way in. A sewer line repair or replacement can cost $5,000 to over $20,000, depend on depth. Hit rock, and in many parts of Canada you will hit rock, and that number climbs fast. Seller will not fix it or offer a credit. Run, don't walk. If the seller will not fix it or offer a credit, just run, don't walk. Okay, quick pause right here. We are halfway through the list and I hope this is already giving you so much more confidence going into your home buying journey. If you're currently in the process of buying or even just starting to think about it and you want someone in your corner who actually knows this stuff, that's what I do. I help buyers navigate the Canadian real estate market, negotiate hard, and make sure you never end up stuck with a money pit. The link to book a free consultation with me is right down below in the description. No pressure, no obligation, just a conversation about your goals and how I can help. I'd love to connect. Alright, back to the list. I've got 5 more deal breakers to cover and they get even more interesting. Let's keep going. What is hidden behind those walls? Mold and water intrusion, and in Canadian basements especially, they're far more common than you would think. I'm going to be very direct here. If there is an active mold in a home, you need to be extremely careful. Our climate, the moisture, the snow, the freeze thaw creates perfect conditions for water to find its way into a home. Mold can grow in basement, behind drywall, in attics, and it spreads fast. If your inspector finds mold, you need to know the full extent before you do anything. Require proof that a licensed mold remediation company did the work. Even then, I would be nervous. Proper basement waterproofing can run $10,000 to $30,000. Seller refusing to address mold or water intrusion? Absolute deal breaker. The health risk alone makes this non-negotiable. Beyond termites, carpenter ants are a huge issue right across Canada, and so are wood-boring beetles. These pests attack wood from inside out. By the time the damage is visible on the surface, there could already be significant structural damage done to floor joists, roof rafters, or support beams. You might need to open up walls or floors just to assess the full extent of it. And that adds cost on top of cost. If the seller will not remediate or repair, walk away. You don't want to be discovering the full extent of pest damage 6 months after moving in. Deal breaker number 8, 2 invisible threats that you absolutely cannot afford to ignore: asbestos and radon. You cannot see them, you cannot smell them, but both can have serious consequences for your health and your wallet. Let me break them down. Radon is a colorless, odorless, radioactive gas that accumulates in basements, and it's the second leading cause of lung cancer in Canada after smoking. Health Canada's action level is 200 becquerels per cubic meter. If levels come back high, you need a mitigation system, typically 1500 to 3000. Seller refuses? That's a deal breaker for me. That's a health issue, full stop. In other homes across Ontario, the Maritimes, BC and Quebec, oil was stored in tanks, buried in a backyard or under the garage. Many homes have since switched to natural gas or electric, but the tank is sometimes still in the ground. Here is the problem. Even a decommissioned tank, empty and filled with sand, can hide soil contamination from leaks that happened years ago. And soil contamination can cost $50,000 to $200,000 or more to properly remediate. I have seen it. If there is any suspicion of an underground tank, require a Phase 1 or Phase 2 environmental site assessment before closing and insist the tank to be removed and the soil tested. If the seller won't remove the tank and won't allow proper environmental testing, that is an absolutely deal breaker. The liability is enormous. You don't want to buy someone else's environmental problem. Deal breaker number 10. And I saved this one for last because it literally just came up with one of my clients last week. A failed septic system. This one stops us in our tracks. And when I tell you how much it costs to fix, you will understand why. Now, not every home in Canada is connected to municipal sewer. Rural areas, small towns, or even some suburban areas, homes rely on private septic systems. And when those systems fail, here is the tricky part. The rules differ province to province and municipality to municipality. In some places, a failed septic inspection gets reported to the health department and the seller is required to fix it before the sale can close. That is exactly what happened with my client. The town got involved and the seller has to repair it. Great outcome. But in other municipalities, the town steps back and leaves it between buyer and seller. And if the seller refuses to fix it, you are on your own. Do you know how much a new septic system costs in Canada right now? We are talking $15,000 to $40,000, sometimes more depending on lot size and soil conditions. Seller won't fix it and you're not protected by local regulations? Hard no. I don't care how much you love the house. If the seller won't repair or replace a failed septic system and you're not protected by local regulations, that's a deal breaker, a hard no. I don't care how much you love the house. $40,000 is $40,000. And there you have it. The 10 biggest deal breakers found in home inspections in Canada. 10 deal breakers. All of them costly, all of them avoidable if you know what to look for. These things don't come up in every inspection, but when they do and the seller refuses to act, you need to feel empowered to walk away. The home inspection is not the place to cut corners. Budget for it. Do it. Trust it. If you want someone in your corner who knows the Canadian market and will fight for you at the negotiation table, I'm right here. Click the link in the description to book a free consultation. No pressure, just a conversation. If this video helped you, hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss the next one. See you soon!